Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my cat Remy, who decides to interrupt these videos every now and again. So today we're going to do another Bookie Babe book review. This will mark book 3 for 2024, and if you are new here, my goal this year is to read 24 books because it's 2024. So I'm officially 1/8 of the way through, which is very exciting, and yes, like I said, Remy likes to be in these videos now. So, you know, it is what it is. I hope you're a cat person. I'm a cat mom, and he likes to be wherever I am, which means he likes to be on camera. So, we're going to try and move around him so that we can talk about today's book. And I actually finished this book today. I read it in just under a week, and it was one that was on my list like all through last year, and I had said, this is a book that I'm really excited about, and I actually talked about it in my last video. So if you are new here, this is my Bookie Babe book review channel, or like series on the channel, and you can just scroll down, see all of the books that I read last year. This series started in 2021, so this is the 3rd year of book reviews now, and it holds me accountable, and I also am on Goodreads. So for more spoilers and more full detailed reviews, you can find me on Goodreads at Caitlin McClure. So we're going to go ahead and get into today's video. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. And yes, I have already started the second one. And this is a book that was so highly recommended to me that I just couldn't keep my hands off of it any longer. This is a book that I actually got 5 Survive for Christmas. I got As Good as Dead for Christmas, and then I bought Good Girl Bad Blood for myself. Or no, I bought Good Girl Bad Blood for myself because I thought that I had already owned this one. So I had to go out and buy this one for myself because I didn't ask for that one for Christmas because I thought I had already owned it. But let's talk about it. So this story follows Pip, a high school senior. So right off the bat, this is a young adult novel. It is written for written and designed for young adult readers. So if you are not a young adult fiction person or somebody who enjoys that genre, then this one is not going to be for you. So young adult fiction is my bread and butter, or at least it used to be. I'll preface this video with that. It used to be my preferred genre, but I will say I have typically always read young adult romance, young adult drama fiction. I stay away from the sci-fi, the fantasy, and up until recently, I really stayed away from mystery thriller, with the exception of One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus, which you can find the review of both of the first 2 of those books in this series. But that was really the first young adult mystery thriller book that I had read. Most of the other stuff that's young adult was romance drama, like I said, which typically is what I go for. I love the, football star cheerleader love stories, like all of that sappy young adult teen stuff. I love it. So, this book should have been exactly what I'm used to reading. However, being in book club and reading more adult fiction, this book fell a little bit short in terms of the thrill factor. This book really gave me Pretty Little Liars vibes. So if you've read any of the Pretty Little Liars books, if you watched this series back when it was on ABC Family and it was actually good, then you would like this story. That's the vibe that it gave me all the way through. Lots, small town. Reminds me of Rosewood, Pennsylvania, like small town, everybody kind of knowing each other, everybody knowing of each other, everybody intertwining in some way, shape, or form. With that being said, it also has parallels to One of Us is Lying because it kind of has the same themes of multiple storylines coming together, interacting in different ways that, and all of these secrets. So Pip is a high school senior, and at her school, all seniors have to do a capstone project, and she decides that she's going to reinvestigate the murder disappearance of Andy Bell and the murder/suicide of Sal Singh. And she presents this topic, says that she thinks that Sal is innocent and she wants to prove him innocent. Her teacher kind of gives her some guidelines of like, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. She's like, okay, no problem. I'm just trying to prove that he's innocent because he was always really nice to me. And I don't see how somebody so nice can do something. So this book really blurs the line between good and evil, right and wrong, morality and justice. And it really makes you question like your own values a little bit. Like if you were in that situation, what would you do? Type of a thing. Now, with that being said, this is a young adult novel, so yes, they talk about murder, they talk about suicide, or, an alleged suicide. They do talk about topics such as self-harm, depression, mental health, trauma. There are themes of sexual assault, rape, drug abuse, drug possession, drug sales, and so there are a lot of adult themes. However, it's approached from a young adult perspective. So not a lot of language, very informative, very like these are the facts type of a thing, much as a detective or a police officer should be. So Pip kind of takes it upon herself to find this evidence, start asking people questions, and without spoiling too much of the plot, she gets in over her head and goes a little bit too far, and someone doesn't like it and starts sending her threatening messages. So we're not going to go too far into the plot because I try here in the YouTube channel to keep it more light, just give you an overview of the book and who should read it. So here on my YouTube series, I try and just talk about the book as a whole. If you like this book, you might like it. If you don't like these things, this is why, the trigger warnings, stuff like that. This book read fast. It is a pretty it's a heftier book in terms of length. It does rein in just under 400 pages, but it reads quickly, and it has a lot of things that make it read fast. Like this is a text conversation. There is at one point like a murder board with like the string and everything typed up. This is like a planner. So it has like real pieces of evidence, and to a certain extent I felt like I was playing an escape game or something, and the whole time I'm reading it I'm trying to deduce the end, trying to figure out who the killers are or killer, or is there even a killer at all. I was trying to kind of figure out, and I was wrong. Like who I thought was the perpetrator was not it at all. Again, this book blurs the line of like good and evil, morality, justice, and those sorts of things. So if you like books that kind of challenge you, then this is the one for you. It is mysterious. There are some elements of thrill to it, but compared to some adult thrillers, it's not gonna like give you the heart palpitations that some of the adult thrillers did, with the exception of the climax towards the end. I would say like with about 100 pages to go, there's one event in particular that really got me like upset. I would say I wasn't like stressed or anxious, but I was just kind of like, really, this is where we're going with this. And then I do have to throw in here, and I talk, like my Goodreads review opens up with this statement that Barney deserved better, and I was not expecting that. Like, I was not expecting what happened to Barney to happen at all, and it really threw me off. And I was not expecting to feel sad when reading this book, and I definitely did. And so for me, that's the only reason that I couldn't give it 5 stars, was that what happened to Barney really threw me off, and I was not expecting it from a mystery thriller novel, and I was a little bit disappointed in the conclusion of the story, but on the flip side, it does kind of wrap up into a nice little bow, which I appreciated. And one thing that I did really enjoy was the development of Pip and Ravi's relationship throughout. So you do get kind of the tension of the back and forth, like budding romance type of thing. And I'm hoping with the second one we get more of that story. So on Goodreads, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 because I was not expecting to feel sad, and I did get sad in it. And I don't expect that from a mystery thriller, but also for the lack of suspense and kind of thrill that I got from a book that is intended to be a mystery thriller. Now, granted, it is a young adult mystery thriller. I am not a young adult, so for a young adult reader, a reader in high school, or, 15, 16, this is probably very thrilling. But compared to some other books that I've read recently, Verity, even One of Us is Lying, and The House Across the Lake, which is a thriller, my heart was not pounding like it was in those other ones. So it's a very it's a good place to start if you want to start reading more true crime, mystery, thriller novels. I would say it is clean, it is informative, and like there's nothing in this book that I would not let my high school daughter read. And I think that it is a good lesson about like heeding warnings, when to speak up for yourself, when to go to the police, different things like that. So, like I said, there's nothing in here that I would not want a young adult that I know in my own life to read or be exposed to. And it did make me want to read the second one. Like, I already started the second one. I want to see where the series goes from here. And it was a fast read. And similarly, other reviews that I've heard about this book have all said the same thing. Reads really fast, enticing, it's thrilling, but they all kind of come back to, it is a young adult book. So, like, if you're used to really intense thriller and mystery books, this one might fall a little bit short for you, same as it did for me, and that's just me being honest, but still, 4 out of 5 is a good book. I would say this is a great read if you want to try mystery or thriller. This is a very safe place to start if you're not sure how you feel about true crimey. This feels like a true crime podcast, and again, if you like Pretty Little Liars or One of Us is Lying, then you will enjoy this book. It's just not, it didn't, like, knock my socks off. And part of that I feel like is I was expecting a little bit more because I had heard so many glowing reviews. And I'm that person that if I hear a lot of great reviews about something, I'm often let down. The Eras Tour in summation. So if I hear like a lot of great things about how good something is, whatever, I get it in my head that it's just going to be like the best thing. And I have a really hard time like separating from what I heard that's so positive and then making my own judgment. And like, I have a hard time with that letdown. So, and that's something that I'm working through, right? So, for me to hear, oh, this is so good, I love the series so much, it was great, but it wasn't like, oh, best series I've ever read. So, it just very solidly is a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it. I want to read the second one. I liked where the story ended up. Yes, I was disappointed in a couple of parts of the book. That's what makes it a 4-star read for me. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely give this book like an 8 to an 8.5. Excuse me. And like I said, it is a great place to start if you are new to the mystery thriller genre or true crime or whatever. But like I mentioned in the beginning of the video or earlier on in the video, it does deal with like there is a suicide depicted in it or an alleged suicide. There is self-harm depicted in it. There is some teen drug and alcohol use. There is, like, sexual assault depictions. They talk about rape in the book. So a lot of themes and things that could be triggering for some individuals. So know that going in, that it will touch on all of these things, so that way you know exactly what you're getting into. Don't just expect a but most of the time when you think of a true crime, almost all of those have some of that thrown in. Like almost every true crime podcast or movie or TV show or documentary has some sort of drug and alcohol use, has some sort of death, suicide attempt, something. So I think when you pick up a mystery crime novel, you can assume that somebody probably died because that's the go-getter of the genre. So that's my review. I did, as I said, already start Good Girl, Bad Blood, and I will bring that review when the book is finished, which, who knows, might be today if I sit there and read the whole thing in one sitting. So that's it for this one. Thank you for being here. If you are new to this channel, make sure you like and hit that red button to subscribe. You can also turn on notifications. Thank you so much to all of you who have joined the channel recently. I've gotten a lot of new faces on here. Thank you all so much for your comments and your positive words of encouragement. I absolutely do read every single one of them, so thank you. Thank you all for your views and your likes. It really, truly means a lot, and I will have another fashion unboxing coming very soon. I'll have another Swift Tea episode coming very soon, and then I'm sure we'll be back here with another book review in the next week or so. So thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about Good Girl's Guide to Murder in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.